So today I'm going to show you how to make this fold-up tote bag with a little pocket that you can put things in. So this little pocket here is on the outside of the bag, but it does pop together, and also when you're using the bag it keeps your contents a little bit more secure. It's just a very simple tote bag that you can fold down nice and small. And take away with you. Ready to go shopping. Okay, so to make the fold-up tote bag you will need 2 pieces of your main bag fabric, and they need to be 18 inches by 19 inches. And then you'll need 2 pieces of fabric for your straps, and they will need to be 6 inches by 22 inches. Now if you want to do them 18 inches so that you can get them from the same width of fabric as your bag, you can. They will work as 18 inches. 22 inches is just my preferable length for straps, but obviously you can mess about with the length of your straps if you would like to. And then for the pocket and the bit that helps the bag kind of fold up into itself, you need 2 pieces that are that are 6 inches by 12 inches. And you will need to round off the corners, but I will show you how to do that in the video. So that's what you need to make the bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it a section at a time, and we're going to start with the pocket. So we're going to start with the pocket piece, and we're going to start by giving it a really good press. So pressing makes things pretty. It's always good to start and give it a press. And then we're going to fold the 2 pieces in half across the lengthways. And I'm just going to iron a crease in the middle so I know where that is. And then I'm just going to use something round to mark a curve. Now you can use whatever you want to. Now I've got this candle lid here that I'm going to mark my curve like so. And then I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to just chop off that curved edge. So by doing this now, you've made this the top of your pocket. Okay, so we'll open that out and we'll pop them right sides together. So as you can see, right sides together. And we're going to pin it or clip it together, but we're going to leave a gap. So we're going to leave a gap about here, just about a couple of inches wide, just big enough to get your fingers in so you can turn it through. And we're going to sew all the way round, but not forgetting to leave a gap. Now, a little top tip is when you need to leave a gap is to use either the 2-pin technique, where you put 2 pins where you're going to start and you're going to finish, or if like me you're lucky enough to have these shiny red pins, to use a red pin, because red means stop. So however you want to mark those and then sew around there. So once you've done that, leaving your gap here, what I like to do is just fold this over and give it a little press, because it just makes it much easier when it comes to sewing the pocket down. And then you might want to just clip your curves for your pocket. So just clip in as close to your stitches as you can without actually snipping your stitches, and just clip in. And you can do that all the way around. So once you've done that, you're going to turn your pocket out, and you'll need to find something that you can poke into the corners and round the curves. So as you can see, I've poked out all the corners and the curves and given it a good press. And then this is the pocket piece finished. So just pop that to one side. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our handles. So what we need to do is we need to take one at a time. And we're going to have the wrong side facing up, and we're going to fold it and press it in half lengthways. Let's move my mat. So I'm going to press it in half lengthways, like so. Open it out and then press it into the line that we've just pressed. Now I find it works best if you go almost up to it but not quite. So almost but not quite, and then the same on the other side, like that. Give it a good press. Need to get myself a slightly bigger wall mat for ironing on. I could make myself one, couldn't I? And then once you've done that, you fold them together, and then you're going to sew as close as you can to the edge. Try 1/8 of an inch along this side and along this side. Now, a little tip for when you're sewing handles is if you go in the same direction for both of them, you'll end up with less puckering in your top stitching. So there you go, and you need to do that for both handles. Okay, so we've done the straps and we've done the pocket, so now we need to do the main bag. So for this bag construction, what we're going to do is we're going to do French seams. So what we need to do is we need to put the wrong sides together, so the right sides are on the outside, and we need to sew quite close to the edge, about 1/8 of an inch, all the way round both sides and the bottom. So we need to sew all the way around both sides and the bottom. Okay, so I've done that, and I've turned it round so that the wrong sides are facing, so inside out, and I have ironed down my seams to make it easier for the next bit. So then what I need you to do is we need to sew down just the side seams. So this is the top of our bag and it's still open. We're not sewing the bottom yet. We're just going to sew the 2 side seams. Now, to enclose those 1/8 of an inch seams, we need to go a bit bigger. So you can go 3/8 of an inch or 1 centimetre seam down both sides. So once you've sewn both sides at the bottom, so not the top, at the bottom of your bag, we are going to measure 3 inches in from each side and make a mark like so. And then we're going to fold our bag like so and clip or pin in place like so. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then we're going to sew along the bottom using that same 3/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way along the bottom. I sometimes, with the bottom of my bags, I sometimes sew along twice just to kind of make them nice and strong and reinforce them. Okay, so now we're working at the top of the bag, and I've marked a line 1 inch from the top of the bag because I want to fold down 1/2 inch, and that way I can ensure that I'm folding down the right amount. Okay, so 1/2 inch down all the way around. I like to kind of pull the sides in and do that bit at the same time. And then I'll get my iron and I'll press it down all the way. So I've rolled those down by 1/2 inch. And then to enclose this raw edge that we've got here, we need to go another inch. So again, if you want to use the same technique, if you measure down 2 centimeters to your and draw your line here, grab my pen, that seems to have done a little walk. So if you measure down 2 inches, sorry, not 2 centimeters, 2 inches, and then fold down to there, you'll be folding down 1 inch. Okay, so then we'll fold down to there and then give it a press, and we'll do that all the way around. So once we've done that, we're ready to place our straps. So what we want to do is we want to fold where we've made our fold at the bottom. We want to fold it up at the top so it matches like so. Get rid of that thread. And then you're going to pop your straps in. Make sure that you don't get them twisted. Pop your straps in. It right into the edge of where your fold is, like that. So you put one in that side and one in that side. And I like to close it up and make sure it's in the right place. Before I pin it in. So straighten those up and clip or pin like so, and then the other ones go in exactly the same place on the other side. So they're tucked right in to where that fold is, and then pin them there. Okay, so once that's all pinned in place or clipped in place, you can sew all the way around the edge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew all the way around the bottom edge first to get these straps in, and then we're going to fold the straps up and then sew all the way around the top. So we're going to sew around the bottom first, and then we're going to have the straps upwards to sew the top. So have the mat down out of the way to begin with to sew around the bottom, and then flip them up to sew around the top. Okay, so now we're ready to place the pocket. So I've folded up our bag so all of our folds are nice and neat. And as you can see, I have stitched the handles so they are pointing out of the top. And then I've got our pocket that we made earlier with the opening still in there. And this is a good time, if you want to, you can pop a handmade label in, or a label of your choice, whichever you think looks nice. Just stick with the simple handmade. And then what I like to do is just use a little bit of fabric glue. These glue pens are really handy. And just pop a little bit of glue in on both sides of the label and pop it into your pocket opening like so. So now we need to mark where the pocket needs to go. So we're going to pop our ruler on and we're going to mark 6 inches. So we'll have our 6 line at the top of our bag and we'll make a mark at the 6-inch line. Now this is a heat erasable pen, so it will go away when I iron it. And then we need to mark the middle. So if I just fold that and mark a point for the middle, which is there. And then we're going to pop the middle of our pocket in the middle of our bag, lined up on our 6-inch mark, like so. So you should end up with something that looks like that. And then you'll need to pin all the way around, making sure that you're just pinning through one layer and that you're not pinning through all of the layers of your bag. So you're just pinning through one layer. I'm just going to turn my bag around because I find it easier to pin this way. Sorry if that's harder for you to see, but just find that easier to pin. And then you're going to sew, but this time you're going to sew, so you're going to sew it on through one layer of your bag, but you're going to sew all the way around the pocket. So you'll top stitch the pocket at the same time as you are securing this pocket onto your bag. Remember to back stitch a couple of times here and here to secure your pocket on. Okay, so if you've got this far, you've done really, really well. Fabulous. So we've sewn on the pocket and at the same time we've top stitched all the way around. So what we need to do now is we need to turn the bag over, and this is how the bag is going to be folded. So you need to pull the handles down and you need to lay the handles as flat as you can. Now in some fold-up bags, they have handles that come over this way so that they can lay straight, but I don't like the way that that makes the bag to hold. Now this does make the bag a little bit bulkier, but it does make it nicer to hold. So the way that we compensate for that is just to make sure that when you're doing this bit, that you make sure that your bag handles are laying flat. And then you need to fold it into the middle and then into the middle again. And you need to make sure that you're lined up with your pockets both sides. Then you bring the bottom up to the top and then you fold up to your pocket piece like so, and then your flap comes over here. And then that's when you want to mark where you want your snaps to go. So I want one to go here, and I want the other one to go here, because that will snap into there, like that. And then you get your snap tool and you can put your snaps on. So to pop your snaps on, get yourself a sharp tool, poke yourself a hole, and then on this side you need to put this part of your snap through the hole, and on this side you need the one that looks like a top hat, so the outie rather than the innie, and then you pop your snap inside your snap tool. In fact, I'm going to turn this over because it's just easier to put this snap inside this bit here, and then push down hard as you can. So the idea is that will then snap onto that one. So that one, you need to have the opposite snap on that one. So again, we're going to make a hole. Put your hand through so you don't make a hole through your bag. Be careful not to make a hole in your hand as well, clearly. You don't want any of that. And then can't find the hole. There it is. Push it through. The ones inside the pocket are slightly trickier than the other ones, but you can feel it with your fingers, so it's not too bad. And pop that on top of there. And then it will be a little bit of a wiggle to get your tool in, and I tend to just kind of pull it forward with my hands. So I've got it in the right place. Make sure you've got your popper in the right place and squeeze. Like so. And then if you want your bag to close, you can put another popper, closing popper, on this side of your bag here. So if we make a mark, make a hole, and then we're going to do another kind of innie one in there, like so. Ease that through, push nice and hard. Squeaky snap tool. And then we are done. So you can close your bag that way. So that way anything you put in your pocket will be safe when you're carrying your bag. Or if you want to fold your bag up because you don't need it, and to pop it in your bag, make sure that all of your folds are lined up. Turn it over, flatten your straps down like so, fold it in to the middle, into the middle again, up to the top, fold it up, and then your snap should meet, and then snap it, and that will hold it all together. And there you have your tote bag, all ready, all folded up, ready to use. And then if you want to take it out with you, you pop in your keys, phone into your little pocket, and you're ready to go shopping.